up night. Feel the vibe, get ready to ignite. Untold stories in the airways, flying through the night. Experience voices, tales so bold. Streaming live, the truth unfolds. Untold Radio Network, where secrets come alive. New episodes daily, the mysteries thrive. Great guests, super chat, it's so I remember right. Share and subscribe, join the side where truth can't hide. Aliens in the attic, UFOs in the sky. Cryptids lurking, oh my, oh my. Ghosts in the hallway, whispering your name. The paranormal, the unexplained. Become a VIP, get the inside scoop. Unlock the mysteries, be part of the group. Live streaming stories, they're talking to you. Super chats buzzing, join the crew. Untold Radio Network, where secrets come alive. New episodes daily, the mysteries thrive. Great guests, super chat, it's a wild member ride. Share and subscribe, join the side where truth can hide. So if you've got the guts and you want to explore, tune into the Untold, it's what you're looking for. From aliens to ghosts and all that's unseen. Untold Radio Network, where the world's mysteries convene.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Monsters on the Edge here on the Untold Radio Network. I am your host, Barnaby Jones, the founder of Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society here in Wisconsin. Today's show is live. We are in studio. We are here for you guys for your questions and comments throughout the show. The comment section is already off to a huge start over there. So, with that being said, guys, if you have questions, which we are going to get to in mass today with my guest, please put your questions in all caps so that I can sort through and find them a lot easier because there's a lot going on over there, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys all for tuning in today for my amazing guest. Up first here, guys, we have coming up Obscura Paracon. If you guys are interested in meeting myself or members of my team and stuff in person, we are going to be in DeKalb, Illinois, March 21st and 22nd. They just started announcing guest speakers. So far, Dave Schrader and a couple others here announced. Just kind of threw them on there for the sake of having something up there now. But anyway, Obscura Paracon, we will be there in March. Then coming up May 1st through the 3rd in Delavan, Wisconsin, we are going to be at Contact Modalities Expo, myself, as well as Dean Bertram, who is also another host here on the Untold Radio Network, will be at this event as well. And then, of course, guys, Saturday, May 9th, Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Convention coming to you from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Tickets for this event go on sale January 1st, 12 p.m. Central Time. The links are available now on our website, wisconsincaps.com. And the ticket links are up. You just can't purchase the tickets yet. So they go on sale January 1st for all the workshops, the VIPs, and everything. There's going to be an introductory video explaining everything from the hikes to the workshops and all that for you. That will come out the day as well. And I suggest if you're interested in going on a hike with our guest speakers, you buy your tickets early because that event always sells out. Awesome. And then, guys, we head down to Chicago for the Chicago Paranormal Convention on Saturday, June 13th in Countryside, Illinois. And then, of course, in October, I'll be at the Belleville Public Library talking about UFOs at one of the 3 UFO capitals of Wisconsin. So, as I said, guys, we are live today. So, if you guys, Lee, at noon, tickets go on sale at noon, not midnight. So, yeah, noon. Awesome. And if you guys have any questions throughout the show, we are live. So throw them in the comments section, all caps, and we will get to them as soon as possible. My guest, we will not keep waiting any longer. My guest, after relocating to Alabama in the wake of Hurricane Michael in October of 2018, the man known as Flatrock underwent a profound shift in perspective when he witnessed his first Bigfoot in August 2019. Once a skeptic, he is now convinced that Sasquatches are more than just mere legends, claiming they actively live on his own property. This discovery launched him on a dedicated mission to document their existence, utilizing a range of tools from thermal imaging and eerie sound recordings to collection of intriguing and often puzzling photographic and video evidence. If you guys are just tuning in via after the fact to the audio version, I suggest you head on over to YouTube and watch us on there to see all the pictures and videos and stuff as we go through. So without any further ado, please welcome Flatrock to the show. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing this morning?
Good. Doing good.
Good. Awesome. Glad to hear it. So it seems like most of the people in the audience have already heard of you, know you, friends of yours. We got Wendell and stuff in there, but anybody that has not heard of you, let's start off and just kind of tell us, a little bit of background of what got you into this and how this all came about.
Well, what got me into it was basically a mistake, thinking, we had people crossing through our yard, banging on our houses. And, my brother, he talked about seeing a Bigfoot back in the woods. That was even before I even moved out here, but we didn't believe him. But eventually, it come to where I seen the first one, and that's where my Bigfoot stuff actually started. But I actually started this whole adventure thinking people were coming through our yard. Total, wow. What can I say? It's crazy.
Now you'd said that your mother had lived on the property prior to this, and she was getting like tapping and stuff on the house.
Yeah. When she moved out here in 2015, brother moved out here in 2016. She had called me up, and told me, somebody was tapping on a window. And she held the phone up to the window. You can hear the tapping. And then the next thing you hear them 3 loud bangs, and I told my mom, peek out the blinds, see who it is. Probably just a kid, and or a hunter or whatever, but she was too scared to. But eventually she, it stopped, and she grabbed her dogs up, got in her car, and she took off back to Panama City. She came back, it scared her pretty bad. But, my brother eventually moved up here, and it continued. The banging continued. I come up here one day, to go hunting, and my brother was going to go hunting with me that morning. So we went to sleep, and I'm woken up by, sounds like somebody banging on the door. And I jump up. I'm thinking I'm late already to go hunting. I'm coming. I'm coming. So I get up. I go to the door, go let my brother in, and you can see it's still pitch dark out there. But I'm looking out that little triangled window on the door, and I don't see nobody out there. So I eventually open it, and nobody's there. But yet, here the dogs are going crazy. My mom comes running out of the room. You know, them were the bangs that she was describing, when I was actually on the phone. And I asked my brother, did he bang on the house that morning? It was a little after 3 when it happened, 'cause I had looked up at the clock soon after, I looked out the door. But that was crazy, man. I mean, still, I wouldn't believe it was no Bigfoot. I didn't believe in no Bigfoot at that time. I just thought maybe, it was my brother. But then I got to where thinking, it was people doing it, where they hit on your house and then take off, But we're back in the middle of the woods, That was also a thought, you know. Soon after I moved up here, well, I'll get to that event in a little bit. But that's basically, the things that were going on at the time before I moved up here.
So set this stage a little bit better. So where are you actually like situated? You're in the middle of the woods. Like how far away are like your nearest neighbors out there? Like
Well, there's 5 people out here on the property. Okay, me, my brother, my mom, my mom's now ex-boyfriend, and my brother Jerry, who just moved up here, here recently. Everybody's out here other than my oldest brother that just moved here has seen these creatures out here. Okay, our nearest neighbor, it ain't across the street because he's that's just a hunting camp across the street. But I'd say about 500 yards through the woods. Yeah, not that much.
okay, so not that big.
But there's only very few people out here. Just very, very few people out here.
Lee Warner would like to know how big is the actual property that you're on?
We're on 25 acres,
Okay.
surrounded by just hundreds of thousands of acres of woodlands. It's basically all woods out here, all woods.
And you guys don't have a house on the property. You guys all have like trailer homes, right?
Right.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. So you guys kind of moved all out there. You got your trailer houses and stuff, and nobody really close. What does the surrounding area look like?
Woods.
What's any bodies of water or anything nearby or anything like that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got streams that run through the yard.
Okay.
There's a creek right over here, just I guess a couple hundred yards through the woods. Called Old Town Creek that runs for a good little ways, and then the creek runs into Sapoga River, which is just right through the wood lines as well. So we got the river, the creek, and streams running through our yard. Yeah.
And you had said that on the BFRO and stuff, there's actually quite a bit of sightings right around your area, like one on either side of you.
Yeah. On the Bigfoot mapping project, we just found this out here recently. There was a sighting, a hunter encounter, no more than 500 yards through the woods here. Just right outside from my front door to that sighting was 500 yards. And, he was just sitting in a stand when it happened. But, it's about 500 yards out my front door here. And 2 sightings on the BFRO site. There's actually more here in Connecticut County, but there's a BFRO report right here at the Travis Bridge, which is, if you go through the woods here, it's no more than a half a mile through the woods here. if that far. But there's been encounters on both bridges of the Sapulga River, which my house sits between both bridges, closer to the Travis Bridge.
So that's quite the so when are those, like, do you know, like, going back to when the first sighting of that was?
Oh, 10 years ago was the one on 84. The one here on Travis Bridge was, I guess, 6 years ago, maybe. It was before I moved out here.
Yeah,
So,
that's interesting. It seems like, you know, nowhere wherever these things are sighted, they're there for a long time. Like
yeah.
they don't migrate, they don't move around and stuff. You were, for anybody that isn't know, you were just on Doug Highcheck's show as well. I think like just a couple weeks ago around Thanksgiving, if I'm correct. So you can go listen to more of that interview. I'm trying to kind of pick through and give you an idea of what's going on here without going into everything that he's
I think
already.
that was last year, wasn't it?
Was it? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it was last year. Yeah.
At the beginning, he says it's Thanksgiving, so I just kind of went with that. I didn't look at the date of it, but okay,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think it was last year. Because they wanted to put some cameras out here, but due to privacy issues, I had to deny it.
Perfectly understandable. Um, okay, so last Thanksgiving. So anyway, but if you want to listen to that episode, go check out Doug's Untold Radio show, and there's a whole interview there. But okay, so picking up kind of from there is where I want to kind of go into this. So and I lost my train of thought of where I was going with that already. You have the sightings. Okay, so you mentioned that you were getting the most sightings and interactions at a certain time of year. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, let me just start with the July, of 2019. We still didn't know it was Bigfoot. We just thought it was people coming to the yard, it was crossing to the middle of the yard. It was on July 4th of 2019. And Mr. Bob called me up, said he just seen somebody cross the yard. There's actually a video that's in one of the folders that actually shows exactly what he's seen, but he's seen it from up front looking back this way. But anyway, he called me up, said he just seen somebody cross between his house and my mom's. And, and back in the woods, that's dangerous to do. But we went after him with guns and, just to get him run off. And, but we couldn't find him. So we went back up on the back porch and we heard some rustling in the woods. So we walked over there and told him we heard him, come on out. Nothing was ever said. But eventually told him, just going through the woods, get on out toward the road. Don't come back to through this property. And by the time I said that, Bob shot a bullet up in there. Well, that night, there was a whole bunch of what I thought was people come out of that wood line, started raising all kind of hell behind my mom's new home. She ain't even moved into that yet. I was still in the RV at the time, but they was raising all kind of hell back there, yelling, screaming, beating on their, trees. You could actually hear the slapping of the chest, but still, you still think it was people doing it, but it was one hell of a night. But that's what really got me focused. That's when I started putting that recorder out. If they came back, and they're stealing my mom's stuff out there on that back porch, I'd catch them, and that's when I got my first recording of. Now we know what these wasn't people, these creatures come up on my back porch, on my mom's back porch, and I've been recording ever since. I started putting out cameras, I'd catch them here and there, and then it just stopped, and I'd wonder why, and so I started moving my camera, and I started catching them again, it stopped, move my camera again, catch them some more, it stopped, So I eventually got to, saying, well, every time I move my camera, I'm catching these things. Well, eventually it got to where they was coming looking for my camera. That's how I was catching them, because they kept coming looking for my camera. So that's how I started. That's how I was catching these things. And so I've been full bore ever since. Every night for since 2019. July of 2019, I've been recording. One way or another. I mean, I don't film no more. I don't got no more cameras out. I just built my own parabolic mic and just record out in the woods every night now.
That's really interesting. I saw it's in one of your videos that you shared with me that it's just a parabolic mic out on a pole in your yard. You want to talk a little bit about that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way I used to do it, I just did, other than a recorder, I mean, it's just so much you had to go through when you just leave a recorder out, and you just ain't got that much time of the day to go through all that. So I started just using my camera and focusing out my back window, looking at these woodlines, and I caught them beating on my house and yelling at the window, and which ended up being a great audio capture on that one. But then I started I was catching too much air conditioner noise, so I started plugging a mic into my camera and putting the mic out the window. I started getting better capture, because I was able to hear a little further, but I was still capturing that loud air conditioner sound. Mm-hmm. So eventually, I just figured, I got this set up now. Let me get to where I can get away from the air conditioner. So I built this, just a bowl, lavalier mic with a 20-foot cord, run from the backside of my house away from this air conditioner, runs back into the house, plugs it into my camera, and from my camera, I Bluetooth to this right here, and I'm able to listen to everything that's going on outside from right here where I'm sitting. And when they start going off, I can mash record, and there it is. I got the capture without having to go through hours and hours and hours of listening to audio.
That's ingenious. I've thought about putting a turning parabolic dish on the top of our RV and stuff, or when we had the van too, and I haven't got around to it yet. But when we park out in the woods and stuff, I thought that'd be perfect. So I definitely appreciate that. So we have a couple questions here, so we're going to jump on there. Here, your buddy Wendell says, "Is Uncle Jed coming to Alabama?"
I don't know Jed.
Okay. I didn't know Jed either, so I thought maybe that was something you knew, and good answer. All right, then. Lee would like to know, have you actually heard talking or speech?
Yes, I've actually got it recorded. Yes.
Awesome. Is there, so again, we have a whole ton of audio, video, pictures that Flatrock has shared with me for the show today. So if there's something you guys specifically want to see, like certain type of evidence or anything like the talking and stuff, let us know and we will pull that up. Likewise, if you're listening to this podcast only and you'd like to see any of this stuff, we are also on YouTube, and you can head on over there and see the evidence and videos and audio as well. So I'm going to try, so talking or speech, you have a whole folder here labeled language or words, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so what specifically do you think we want to play here right off the bat?
Let me open it up real quick. It only takes a second. All right. Language and words. All right. Go to the 00037 at 10:49 p.m. and you'll hear just say one word. It might be more words, but it says Husahay Tua. It's a really good audio. I've heard that Husahay Tua one time, and it's actually on a documentary that Stacy Brown had filmed down in the Everglades, where this guy who's no longer alive that wrote on a piece of paper, the same exact words, but didn't have two on the end. But he did have that "Hoosa Hay" and then another word on there, and it was so. I presented that to Stacy, and and it's pretty good.
Very good. I'm going to see if this works. Hopefully you can hear it. If you can't hear it, let me know. But here we go.
Yep, that's it.
You heard it? Okay, good.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. I lost
Yeah. On the 12/23/21, this was actually at my bathroom window. They were grunting. It was also the night I was growled at from up front. Well, not from up front. It was one also howling up front, or a weird way of howling. It was more or less going like, oh, like that right there. But I howled out my back door, and within 10 seconds, I got growled at right here on the wood line. And but this was the grunting they was doing at my bathroom window, or at the wood line at the bathroom window. And it's pretty cool as well. You can actually hear them grunting out there.
Here we go.
I call it grunt language.
12/23/21. Yep. Okay.
Yep. And this owl you hear on there, this owl sound, it's not an owl that you're hearing. It's actually them. I think the last one's further over toward the end, but that's basically what it's doing right there, just that grunting. That's it, moving toward the house. I believe. That's them doing that. I believe that was it, Barnaby.
Speaking of the mimicking, I notice you have my personally, I like trains and stuff, and I see that you have a train mimic on here.
Yeah,
And,
that was cool.
it really was. I want to jump over and listen to that one.
Let me tell you the backup of that one.
Absolutely.
I had some great researchers here. One of them being Joe Pass. The No BS Search for Bigfoot. I had Miss Pat Harrison, who's here in chat. Joe Parker, Miss April, which is Joe Pass's wife, and they withstood 2 hard days of rain out here, but it was like 3 something in the morning, and I'm asleep during this audio, because there was also another audio of this howl that just lasted for good long while. But this one here, I had to keep this one. But you could hear the train,
Yes.
and then next thing you know, you hear this, whatever it was, mimicking the dumb train coming down the tracks, which is a long, good ways away from here. But you know how sound travels through the
Mhm.
woods. But that was cool the way that happened. That was a great audio.
So the first thing you hear is a real train.
Yeah,
And then later
yeah,
on the mimic comes in, and it's pretty
yeah,
cool. So let's
yeah.
take a listen to that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But then I let it play again, after it
Okay.
played the second time. But yeah, man, that was cool the way that when that happened. That was cool. That was
It's
really
got
cool.
the long burst and then the two short ones right after it, just like
Yeah,
a train. I was like,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. That was cool.
Uh-huh. Let's see. We got a question here for you. What kind of recorders are you using? Do you have a Tascam?
No, I'm just using a Panasonic camera. That way my audio is backed up on video. So it ain't just the video I have. I got the the video, which is just a black screen, but it's got the time, date, and everything right there. For the original. So it's actually a backup to what I'm putting out. But no, I ain't got no recorders out.
Lee would like to know, how many do you think actually live there right now?
I've seen two family groups and single males. Um, the first family group is no longer seen around here. But soon after that, it's another family group moved right in behind it. But it was always a female, a juvenile, and kids. Never seen the males with the family group. It was all the males were always single, but the family groups were just a full family. But both families I've seen had three or more kids and a juvenile, and then you had the big mama, But I've seen quite a few, but mostly, two family groups. I would say the most of,
And you said all except the one were black.
All but one were black. That was a big brown one. Yep.
Kaiju Ninja says, how many have you seen, and would you say that they look like Patty?
Yes and no. I've seen them look like Patty. I've seen them look humanish. They really look humanish. Mostly this kid-looking one. Real humanish. I've seen the gray-faced ones. I've seen the black-faced ones. Um, I've seen quite a few. I couldn't. It's more than fingers on my hands, that I've seen. But the exact count, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Now, when you say seen, like I know that you have like some, like you've seen them moving in the.
With my eyes, yeah.
Yep.
Same.
I know
With
you've.
my eyes.
I know you've seen them like move in the trees and stuff. Have you? How many times have you actually seen them just out on your property, like daylight or fully bodied standing places?
I took a picture just right out my back door right here of a whole family group just standing right there in a tree. Uh, when me and my mom was on the back porch, we'd actually seen one down on his belly, and it looked like it was worming across the ground. It didn't look like hands out, feet down. It was like it worming because we seen it come over a little tree. It was laid on the ground. It just come right over a little tree and come right up to the wood line. It was just sitting there watching. You tell it was a young one, but but that's what we seen.
That's really interesting because I have a piece of footage on thermal, and it doesn't look right. And the only thing that we can figure out is it looks like it's army crawling.
Yeah.
It's this undulating motion. So I'm really glad that you pointed that out because I have thermal that matches that same undulating motion. So interesting. Let's see. We're gonna come back to that one. So, the Squatchin' Cowboy, man, how you doing? He would like you to talk about the kill zone.
It's when Cowboy and Joe Parker and me, we went through the woods here, and we went down to the creek. We just looking around for evidence, and we come across a tree that had a deer around it. Just deer, right there, looked like it was wrapped on a tree. Then we walked a little further, there's another deer. Walk a little further, there's another deer. Walk a little further, there's another deer. From broken legs to broken necks. Uh, they all look like they died around the same period of time, but the biggest thing, some of them are wrapped around trees. Literally wrapped around trees. And it was, uh, I wouldn't say 7 deer right there in that one little area. Um, that's what we ended up calling a little killing field right there. Yeah, because they were full bodied deer. Head's still there, legs are still there, but you can tell they were broken. I actually put in a picture there of, I believe it's a deer, in my physical evidence thing. Yeah, and you'll see this is almost exactly what we were seeing, but with this one, I went out there a week later, and that's when I found this deer. You could actually see the skin pulled up all the way to its broken neck. You could see the skin of it, the hide of it. All right there above there, and he's all gone. But it was a buck. Yeah.
I have a picture of a coyote and a skeleton.
Right, that skeleton, that's the deer.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, one sec. There we go.
Yeah, you see the skin all right there where its neck's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But that's the way we was finding them, but we was finding them wrapped around trees. And that was just laying there on the ground. But hell, whatever ate it left the skin, all the skin right there at the neck, every bit of it.
So all the deer that you were found had been eaten. They're not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
Okay.
right. They were full body, just like that right there.
Yeah. When you said full bodied, I was picturing that they were still all intact.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. They were all eaten, but intact, like that right there.
Gotcha. Yep. Interesting.
And see, and I know they do that. They slam animals against trees. I actually got a recording of it's a canine. I don't know if it's a coyote or a domestic dog, but there's a recording where you hear this thing, it's hurt, and you could hear a slam where they slam this canine either into the ground, into a tree, or whatever. But once you hear that sound, it's dead silent after that. Just dead silent. You don't hear that whelping and all that no more.
Is that the canine kill or something? The audio was?
That's it. Yep.
Let me figure out where that was.
I think that would be in other vocals.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Get past that howling, because that happened right before. That happened before. Okay, that's the howling that was happening before the kill, though. That's what they were doing. And then you'll hear the transaction into the kill itself. Oh, there's gonna be a little cut piece, you know, 'cause I took some time out, and then you go start hearing that dog whelping. Right here. Right there. That was it.
So is the dog barking there your dog? Or is that the coyote?
That's one of the dogs here in the yard, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, because it's really interesting audio just on the fact that you hear the three different kinds of vocals there. You
Yeah.
have more of a dog canine. You have the
Mhm.
coyotes yipping in the background and stuff, and then you have this other deeper howl in the beginning and stuff, like you said. So you
Yeah.
definitely can tell the difference between a dog howl and whatever this other thing is that's in there.
Well, see, the dogs barking out here is the biggest clue that these critters are moving around. 'Cause the dogs will go literally nuts when these critters are around. We had a dog, you know, my brother's dog, who we believe that was killed out here. I caught that recording soon after my brother's dog went missing, never seen again. We do figure he got killed. Um, but yeah, that's there's a lot of people actually drop their dogs off down the road on this road we live off of, and so we've rescued quite a few of them. But there's a lot of them like what you hear right there that's happened back out there in the woods, you know, close to our home. So I mean, because as you see, we hear this stuff real easy out there. That thing, that canine, either dog or coyote, was killed just right here through the wood line. That was close to the house, because you could actually hear that slam. Yeah, I mean that's how close it was that you could hear that slam.
Yeah, and what's weird is you hear the big slam sound or that noise there, and then all the coyotes shut up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Every
just
time.
one. It's because there's obviously more than one coyote there,
Yep.
and all of a sudden they all just are quiet there, which is just insane to think about too. That you have nothing after that.
Yep.
I want to come to this one right here. So Kaiju Ninja says, "Do you think that Dogman is also on the property?"
No, I mean, I know a lot of people believe in Dogman.
Mhm.
I'm one who don't. I'm sorry, I don't. You know, could it exist? Yeah, yeah. Cause Bigfoot exists. No way thought Bigfoot exists. I didn't believe Bigfoot exists. But could it be out there? Yeah. Do I personally believe in it? No.
You have one picture here, and I bring this up with this comment because to me, this one actually looks more like a Dogman than a Bigfoot, in my opinion. And I'll show you which one this is. You have it listed as Juvie 2.
Mm-hmm.
So this image,
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
it almost looks like it has ears. If you follow these eyes, the nose here, mouth, it almost looks like it has ears on top of its head. And
Uh,
you go,
yeah. What it's doing is actually looking that way. Well, since this that looking that way, that's a broad view, side view of it. You see where I got arm. You can actually see a shoulder, the rounded part of his shoulder right
okay,
there, moving
yeah,
downward.
okay,
But right there where that stick goes across his face, right above that is his two eyes right there, and right
this
below
way,
the stick is his mouth. Yeah.
okay, and then this is mouth.
Yeah,
I see
and
what you're
then you
saying.
can see the beard right here. You know, it's just that's just a young juvenile. I actually caught another couple of them right there. It's a mama and it looks like a mama Bigfoot holding its baby up, watching us in the backyard. You know, 'cause I was right across from my mom's back porch, and we spent a lot of time in her backyard at that time. And I got it on video, but the video is only like two something minutes, and I didn't see it with my own eyes at that time, just like I didn't see that one at the time. I just caught it coming out, on the video itself. But it looks like a Bigfoot, juvenile Bigfoot, just right there, just watching us from the wood line.
There's so much, and I get like, there's so much pareidolia in these pictures because, like I said, like to me, this thing looks like it's looking right at you.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's not. It's actually, See it?
Yep. No, I see what you're what you're calling here.
Yeah.
Is these are the eyes right here.
Yeah.
And then the mouth,
Yep.
top of the head here. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you got the shoulder coming down. I see what you're looking at. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong here. Like I fully believe all this stuff. Like it's so hard to look at a picture because you took it. You know what's there. You know what's moving.
Yeah. On the dogman thing, I'm just waiting for that little bit more evidence, just a little bit more. I mean, there's some good howl captures out there that sounds wolfish, big wolfish, beyond what regular wolves sound like. There's a couple of decent pictures, but there is a thermal out there that one of my friends, Miss Pat Harrison and Joe Parker, caught out there at the LBL. Whatever they caught, you could see the mane. You actually see the mane around this creature. This thing squares up to them. It don't back off. It squares up to them, and it's really good thermal footage. It ain't no video. This is thermal footage, and could I say that could possibly be a dogman? That's the closest evidence I can think of that comes to a dogman, in my personal opinion. Because it's thermal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you can actually see a snout there. You can actually see a snout there. But just my personal opinion, I just don't believe in big dogman. But yeah, they could be 100% real.
Okay, we have a ton of questions here I got to catch up on. Okay, Wendell says, show the picture that he found in a tree.
I ain't got that one in the folder. That's in another folder, Wendell. But I know which one you talk about, buddy. It looks like a dark, hairy critter up in a tree. It does. It's from a video. I have my camera facing toward my house here, facing toward the backyard, toward the back corner of my house. Because I think this was soon after they banged and yelled out my window and banged on my house. And there was some black hairy thing there, but I go back and look at other footage from the same angle, from other footage, that black thing ain't there no more. So
interesting. Okay. Have you casted any footprints or handprints or even collected any hair?
I have collected hair. I've had Stacy Brown Jr. actually come out here and take samples of the handprint I got off my porch railing. That's actually in the physical evidence folder. That's hair that another researcher had found out in this little hut that we found out in the woods. And I told him to bring a shop vac, a car vac.
Okay.
And, that was to go across the ground, see if he could pick up any hairs. And actually, one of those hairs is his, the black hair, that's his hair. And then you got the other hair right there, beside it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also a clump of hair I saw in here.
Right, too. Right. That's a clump of hair, that we found out here. Couple of guys from Louisiana had come down, and we was walking down this trail. We come across a footprint. They casted a footprint. It's also the time we found this hut. Had a door in it and everything. And between the footprint and that hut was a huge stack of hair. It looked like something had laid down and rolled back and forth. The way that hair was separated from each other. And it just, looked like something did that right there and just left a whole clump of hair down there. Just a whole clump of it. That's just some of it. I can't tell you what it is. Oh, I can tell you it's hair that's all matted up. That ain't coyote or rabbit or nothing like that. I mean, you actually see the twirls in it. Like that one up top. You actually see the twirls in it. Right there. See the twirls? It was just wrapped up like that. But there was a whole bunch of hair, and that's just some of it. I mean, that's all degraded now. I mean, I never sent that off. But I couldn't tell you what kind of hair it is, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had mentioned that all the ones on your property you had seen were black. And this is
and that was great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you think that do you have like any bears or any other things on your property?
I've seen two bear out here. Okay, one big bear and one small bear. So I'm figuring mama and baby bear. But that was a few years back. Ain't seen another bear since. But before that, they ain't been bears here in decades. But yet now they're trying to introduce them back in. Because Florida, which, like I said, it's only like 30 miles to the Florida state line. Florida is loaded with black bears. So I wouldn't doubt you wouldn't catch black bear coming up this way. But, they just ain't been found in this county much at all. I mean, because that's what when I first started seeing it, I mean, there's actually a video that I took with a baby monitoring camera, which I actually thought was a bear at first, but it ended up being one of them. You could actually see it go behind a tree, you can see the eye shine and everything, and it moves around the tree. You'll see me tap that camera and it'll start moving back and away from my camera. It's a really good video. I didn't think it was worth nothing, but some top researchers said that was great evidence. I mean, I didn't see nothing of it, but that's me, because I'm not no researcher or anything, so I couldn't tell you what good evidence is or not.
You say that you're not a researcher. Have you ever gone on any other properties? Have you gone anywhere else looking, or expeditions or anything?
Yeah. I mean, I go to camp out, meet and greet. Me and my friend Tyler Howell from Tyler Howell Outdoors. Now he is a researcher. He lives over in Florida, and he comes over here a lot. But his research area is over in at Blackwater State Park, and I go over there a little bit. There's a audio that we captured. It says, Blackwater Sandbar. We're standing there at the river, and then you hear these howls go off. And I recorded it from a thermal I was using, because you can hear that.
Remember
You hear us talking.
us that story about the one dude blew the wind out?
That what?
The dude blew the wind out with a shotgun?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
I want to talk to that man.
Yeah.
He lives right down the street.
He did what?
So that video with me, Flatrock, on my news, one of my YouTube channels, one of y'all are talking about. Oh.
There it is.
There he is. That way.
But that's about an hour from my house, right there. About an hour.
If we could get those frogs to just shut up during all
Yeah.
these audios, we'd
Oh,
have some great audio.
Well, when you live by when you're by a river, you go have those frogs. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. All right. We're gonna come back here.
Now, if you want to hear, you hear a lot about babies. Okay, that people hear baby crying out in the woods. Now, when I captured that, oh, I enjoyed hearing something like that because it proved to me, there's babies out there in the woods. But it's if you'll see where it says 11, 19, 22, primate like. Just click on it and go to 155 on the audio.
in
You'll
what
hear
form?
you'll hear one of them go woo, woo, and then you'll hear this baby, just sounding off, But
Which,
at 4:51 a.m.
hang on.
00014 primate
What
light.
folder am I looking in here?
Oh, same folder, other vocals. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
Primate like 11,
Yeah.
19, 22. Okay.
Yep. And go to 1 minute 55 seconds. That'll put it right there to the baby vocal.
Okay.
You turned it down.
That's as loud as it goes out here.
Really? But you hear the other one. Woo, woo. Yeah, because your volume went way low.
Let me.
Because it was playing good, and then next thing you know, it just dropped. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, did you hear that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that
Let
sounded
me
good.
try. Let me try that. I don't know.
There you go. And it drops. Right there. A little baby out in the woods. But that's basically what you hear, that woo and then that baby. That was a good capture there, to hear a baby out in the woods. That was crazy.
I don't know. It's just the way the audio is. I have one
Yeah,
video from
probably.
you too that has no audio, and I didn't know if it was supposed to or not. But
Which one's that?
oh, sure, you want me to remember things.
Videos, pictures, videos. Just play number one there.
The Clan in Nest. That one had no audio.
Which one?
Clan in Nest.
Okay, yeah. That's the one I zoomed in on them. You can
Yeah.
actually see the juvenile. You'll see one eye and part of the face of the mama, and then you'll see the babies right here, right on their shoulders. Let's see, is that the full? Is that the full video? I mean, go ahead and move it forward till I zoom in on them.
Yep. This one had no audio. That's what I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
We didn't know if it was supposed to or.
No, the air conditioner was on, so I took the audio off because the air conditioner's right there.
Gotcha.
When I move that camera, that's when I seen them, and I'm trying to zoom in on them, and you'll see them in that hole right there, right between that where that tree goes sideways like this right here. You'll see them on the right side of the picture on the video. There ain't no way you can zoom in on that, could you?
Mm-mm.
I'll zoom in a little bit further in a minute, I believe. If not, I got the pictures of them anyway.
Okay.
I still framed the pictures of them. But I'm looking right at them. I mean, I can't see them here on the phone.
Yeah. I could see movement the first time I watched this one. You could see kind of like movement around back in there, just like a dark shape in that.
Yeah, I wish I could actually.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, like right here.
Yeah, right there is where the juvenile is, right there. You can actually see the side.
You can see a little bit of a dark movement there. That's not tree.
Yeah. Let me go to pictures.
Yeah, there's some pictures that look like this with the tree kind of bent over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that juvenile in the pictures is 12.1. And let's see. Yeah, the family clan pictures. You can see family clan pictures. Family clan 2, MTS 10. Let's see.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah, and you can actually see the juvenile there, and family group. In that little small circle, you can see the eye of it, and the children right there, head up even with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
can you zoom in on that one?
Yep. Where do you want me to zoom in?
All right, move it to the.
You see my cursor?
Yeah. All right, move to the right. Keep going. All right, go down. It's right there. Go down. Right in there. There's your family group right in there.
Ooh, whoop, hang on. Wrong picture.
Right there. You
Okay,
see
so
the
what are we
one
looking
big eye? You see that one big eye on the far right-hand side, and then 3 kids right there on its shoulder.
You're looking at kind of like it. Okay, yeah, there's. Okay.
Yeah, right there. Mm-hmm.
There's an eye, and there's a nose and a mouth.
And then you got your 3 kids right there looking straight at you. There's one, there's another one, and then there's one. And then right there where that stick is, there's another one right there. And then there's one on the other side of him. Now, if you go down, you'll see the juvenile. Back it out just a little bit. Right, keep going. All right, move it to your left. Keep coming. All right, go. All right, you should be able to see him right there. No, keep coming. Keep coming. Where's your? All right, keep coming to the left. All right, he's dead center of your screen right now. Move your cursor right. No, a little further over. Keep coming. The other way. Right there. Where you at? Yeah, right there. You can actually see its eye and everything right there.
Huh.
See its eye right there?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. But they're just hiding in them thick ass bushes right there, which is right off my mom's porch. But yeah, that was that second family group that moved in. They were just in there hiding. I mean, they're actually further back than what it seems like. I mean, it looks like they're right there at the tree line, but they're actually 10 to 20 feet back from that tree line right there. And I was lucky to really be able to get in on it to them. Yeah.
Interesting. I got a video that I wanted to play here too. It's let's see, walking through the yard, 3/18/20.
Yeah, just looking.
That one's really cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just look at that center light. It looks like a cross, in the center of the frame because it's at nighttime. Yeah, right there. And you'll see them go across right there. There's actually two of them. There's one on all fours that you'll see the eye
Oh.
shine with. And then there's that one standing up that's literally hunched over, cut through the yard.
Then I was noticing what looks like eye shine over here and then down here later. Yeah, okay.
Right, because that's when they went into that block of woods, which is right behind me right now, and walked toward me, toward the camera, where the camera was, and that's where the camera caught its eye shine coming back toward the trailer, and then then took off back that way to the stream into the creek.
All right, I'm going to
Just watch that T area. Right there. That's where they walked across the yard. Let me see, that's also what Mr. Bob had seen on that July 4th night, but he was up front. That was taken from right here out this window behind me. Cause I had watched him go this way, and then I caught him coming back.
So where do we see the one on all fours that you had said?
He's on the ground. He's on all. See them bushes down there. When he comes across, you'll see that eye shine down there on the bottom.
Okay.
know?
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah. But see, that's where he came to. Looked at the toward the house and then took off. Toward the woods, toward the creek and all.
And that is insane. Like to see that eye glow like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I ain't never seen red eye shine. Mine's always been white to yellowish. That orangish amber light. Them are the two types.
Now, are you talking just in video form or in person?
I've seen it in person and video form.
I was going to say, because your video might not pick it up as red. It might pick it up with the ambient light and make it yellow. So
yeah, possibly so.
Now we're still watching because there is something else.
You go ahead and take off that. I mean, that was all.
Oh no! I mean, there's that other eye shine that comes in down here yet. So
they had done past that.
Oh, did we? Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I missed it then. Yeah, right here. You see that
there.
big white light, kind of off center, straight above my cursor right here.
Yep. That's when he looked at the camera. And then
it moves over by the tree on the far left of the screen as well.
Yep.
So, okay, where did I... Yeah, right there.
There he goes.
So where did I miss the one on the bottom? Because I remember seeing that too.
That was right there at the where the T light is. You'll see him go across the bottom. That's when he walked. That's when they walk across that light in the middle. Yeah.
No, I thought there was maybe that's a different video. There's eye shine that comes in down here. Is that a different video?
There's a couple of eye shine videos in there.
Videos, yeah. All right. I want to get to some more questions. How are we doing on time? We're at our.
Hey, I can stay as long as you want, dude.
Awesome, man. Okay, I appreciate that. I want to get through some of these questions here because people are listening and stuff. So, what kind of things are they stealing from your house? Do they bring them back? Have you ever gifted with them?
I don't know if they ever brought anything back. I do not gift, but what they have come and done, they do come up on our porches stealing dog food and cat food. That's when everything first started. That's what they was coming up on the porch grabbing. They were getting in my fire pit. They would move the trash, the leaves and stick, leftover burnt stuff. They'd pull it all the way over because we also burned the food, leftover food. And they were moving all that stuff over, pin it down to the wall of the fire pit and get down there and grab the food. that's in a fire pit. They'd get in our garbage cans. They would, in August, I think Wendell on here was on the Zoom call. There were like 6 of us, and I'm sitting outside with my dog, and my dog perked up, and I looked over there on the other side of my mom's house in the trees, and there's eye shine looking right at us. We actually got that filmed, but it comes about they was taking all the pears off the pear trees on the other side of my mom's house there. They stripped that pear tree in 2 days, 2 pear trees in 2 days. But that's how we caught that eye shine, because they was over there taking all the pears at that time. So that was a pretty good capture. And they was, like I said, they 6 of us sitting there watching that thing, looking right back at us. I mean, that was a really good capture on that one as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else we got here? What is the best advice to you have for someone who has activity on their property?
My best advice would just, if you want it to continue, ignore them and just let them come on up. That's what I do. I invite researchers to came over here. Miss Pat, she's been over here, I think, 3 or 4 times, and I know she's captured a lot of good audio and all that stuff. We caught some good thermal out here as well. But that would be my advice. Just remove all your cameras if you want them to stay close and keep getting evidence. Just ignore them, pretend they're not there, let them come up. They'll do their job.
When you have cameras on, do you put the cameras outside, or have you put them like inside the windows and stuff pointing out? I know some of the videos from inside, so
I've had done them inside and outside, mostly video from the inside, because that one back in the earlier days in 19, early 20, when that one was beating on my house and yelling at the window, I believe he was yelling at the camera because the IR was pointed toward that. It was pointed toward that nesting area. And you can actually hear that sucker beating on the house, yelling. But I think that's why he was mad, because of that camera pointed over that way. But I ended up, like I said earlier, I kept moving my camera over and over and over. Sometimes every 2 or 3 days, sometimes every day I'd move a camera. They'd come around, looking for it, and that's how I was capturing them.
did that. Okay, so I know this is a whole story there, so I want to kind of clip this real quick. But when you said that they were beating on the house and stuff like that, was that
you can hear the audio of it?
Was that the brown one?
That was a brown one. Yep.
Okay, so did the beating on the house stop when the brown one disappeared?
No.
Okay.
No, they still beat on the house. The last time they beat on the house, hard. I'm not talking about little soft love taps. The last time they beat on the house hard, my wife just got back within a week of being here. Okay. I'm sitting in here watching TV. She's in the room. Next thing you know, wow, what? And and my wife comes running out the door out of the room. It was nighttime, so we wasn't gonna walk outside. But I had some people coming over in a day or two anyway, so I was telling them about it, and I thought it was right there close to a window, but it ended up being at the corner of the house over there. You can actually still today, this has been over a year, but you can actually still see where they hit the house. You could actually see finger smudges coming down from the first hit up high. You'll see finger smudges coming down, then you'll see a second hit, and then a little lower, you can see a third hit. But even lower than that, you could actually see where it's kind of like put its arm up against the house, and you see that old red mud, and you see the hairs, of its forearm right there up against the house. It's all still there right now today. After all the rains we've had over the past year, that stuff is still right there, right there.
Okay, so on the flip side of this, your best evidence of someone who has activity on their property, if they want to deter this, I mean, cameras are a good option. You have a lot of outdoor lighting on your property, it looks like. Has that had any effect on keeping them away?
Only got a bugger light up here, which is a pole light. When we was getting a lot of activity, my light wasn't on. It was blowed out or whatever, put out. They would come up because it'd be, like I said, completely dark. Now there are some pictures where I actually had a floodlight. This is when we kept hearing walking. Every time we'd pull in the yard from coming from the grocery store or restaurant right there at nighttime, we'd hear them walking away from somebody, something walking away from the house. This before we actually knew about it. My brother did, I didn't. My mom did. We'd hear walking away from us. So, and this was right after my dog got hit with a rock. So I put this floodlight pointed into the woods right there where we kept hearing this walking away from us all the time. Well, I put the camera out, and just videoed all night. Just let it run all damn night. And within, I reckon around the 2:30 mark, you see this, that looks like a kid peeking between two trees. I can't tell you if it's pareidolia or not, but this looks like a kid, humanish looking kid. I believe he's in the picture folder. Let me see. Yeah. 132Z V2, that's second row, fourth picture across. It looks like a kid peeking, looking between the trees, and and to me it looks human. Yeah, you could actually see him looking between the trees right there. And it still never gave me the thought that could be a Bigfoot there. All I know is, you can see my floodlight looking through flashing through the trees. Yeah, right there. I still couldn't never say that was a Bigfoot. All I know, it looks like a kid right there between the two trees. Could it be a paranormal event? Yeah, it could. I don't know. But yet there it is, a kid. You could, like I said, you can see my floodlight through the wood line. And it's right there on the edge of the light, where that thing came up, and it was just looking, between the trees. Pareidolia, whatever, I don't know, but
How tall do you think that would be?
It ain't really that tall. It's on the ground. I can tell that it's on that little hill right there. It just looks like it's laid on the ground, between them two trees. I couldn't tell you because that was back in 2019 when that happened. I could only guess that's about 1.5 2 foot off the ground, maybe.
There's so much, like when you start looking at pictures like this, I definitely see a face there.
Yeah,
and it definitely looks like a Bigfoot.
Yeah, to me it does look like a kid because back then I didn't believe in Bigfoot, because it came from the area that rock come from that hit my dog. It came from the area where we was hearing walking away from us every time we pulled up in the yard, and that's what I got out of it right there.
That's cool.
There was another picture, while you're in the pictures that I caught real close to that, and I also used it as my emoji. It's the third picture on the top row, 5/18/20. That's actually in the same area as that picture there. But I took this one right out the window of the RV, and you could actually see them two just stand there. It's 5/18
This one?
20. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. You could see the one right there was in the bushes, and then the one right there beside him, you could see the eye shine. That's one of them, and the other one right beside him with the eye shine right there. Yeah.
So eyes,
Yep.
nose. This is the face,
Yep.
and then this one's a lot closer right here.
Yep. Yep.
Big nose,
Yep.
eyes, chin, head.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I 100% believe you got them on your property and stuff.
Oh,
and
no,
when you
there's no
start looking
doubt
at
they're
these
here. There's
pictures,
100%,
Well-
no doubt they're here.
you get like there's so much pareidolia. I see faces there, whether or not they're
Yeah.
Bigfoot standing there. I don't know, but
Yeah.
there definitely looks like something there.
Yeah. Well, if you go to picture 9-1, I mean, that's not. I just clipped this out just because a lot of people want to see children, and these are the gray-faced children I talk about. You can see them right there. Well, yeah, I got a blue line pointing at one of them right there, right there. You see the gray-faced one right there. That blue line is pointed right toward its face. The
Yep.
face is right down here toward the bottom. Go down a little bit, you'll see the eye right there. That's the whole face of it right there. That's the eye. Looks like a little girl right there, but there's three of them there, back in them bushes back there. That's right here behind my house. That's part of that one family group, that first family group I had seen. But there's a whole family group there. There's a juvenile, a mama, and them three kids right there. 2 or 3 kids, I must say.
Okay. Jeez. We have a lot of questions built up over here.
Yeah, go ahead with that.
Have you found any large scat?
Yeah.
Do simple yes answer. Okay. They show any aggression towards you or others? You said they threw a rock at your dog?
They threw a rock at my dog. We believe they killed my brother's dog. The sign of aggression when they was beating and yelling out my window. I believe they come hunted my dog one night. Because I caught them. They whooped first, then they whistled, and that's when they got my dog barking. They located him, and then in the background you can actually hear the mumbling talk that people talk about, and you can actually hear them mumbling back there. But outside that, I tell you back. I had a whole bunch of people over here in October, late September, and Patrick Noble was here, Chris Reinhardt was here, Pat and Joe, Jody, Bud and Angie, Adam Colt, and I think a couple more. But they pulled up, they started putting cameras out, IR cameras around. We all just got to sit down within an hour. And next thing you know, you hear this big old tree just getting pushed. You can hear it cracking. Pop, 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 pop. And then there it comes down, and this was right beside us. Just on the other side of my house. If that tree would have come my way toward my house, it would have crushed my house. That's how close this tree was. That morning, we walked over there and found the tree. And this would be on Chris's little documentary that he's done. You can actually see the footprints down pushed down into the ground where he's actually pushing this, push this tree. We can't even make prints down on this ground, but yet here's two big old prints, with leaves, all that stuff just pushed, mashed down deep, and where it pushed that tree over. It was a big old massive tree. I mean, big old massive tree. But later that night, they started knocking where every camera was. You heard a knock right where every camera was lined up through the woods. And, basically pushed them out. They showed their had a little fit and then moved back, or at least away from my fence line anyway. But, aggression.
Now you talked about I don't know if we were talking about this before the show, maybe the trail camera picture, and you said that he fired off the shot and then everything went nuts that night.
No, that was a little that wasn't a trail camera. This
Okay.
is when it first started happening. When we first got to Inkling.
That's right.
It was
Okay.
July 4th, 2019. We cooked out that day on the back porch, and all that ended. Nighttime was just happened. Got dark. Bob calls me up, said he just seen somebody across the yard, just like that video you just seen of one going across the yard. He's seen it from up front, looking back this way. That video was from back here, looking that way. But same thing. Anyway, we went after it, thinking it was people. Went after them. We had our guns. Couldn't find him, so we come back up to the porch. And as we just started talking, we heard the rustling right there in that one little area. And we went down to it. We told him, we hear him, come on out. Nothing was said. We said it again. Again, nothing said. Then I just told him, going through the woods, get on out toward the road. Don't come back to this property. And about the time I said that, Bob shot a bullet off in there. Well, that night, after we all went in the house, I couldn't tell you what time it was, but something come out of these woods, come in behind my mom's house, started screaming, yelling. They ripping shit up back there. You could hear, the patting. I'm still thinking people, because I ain't never heard of Bigfoot before that I knew back then. But I mean, that shit was scary as hell. But I'm thinking again, these are people coming to our yard, just trying to scare us out of here, being the first people to live on this property, being really good hunting probably because it used to be a hunting property right here. But that was the most scariest night I ever went through. But I thought that was people, though. I did. I really thought that was people.
So let me ask you, if you thought that was people and you had gone out there with your guns to scare them off already, why didn't you go out there when they were making all that hollering and stuff?
I wasn't going out there. If that was a bunch of damn people out there, dude.
No,
I got a rifle with me, but I'm not going out there. They might have rifles too.
Okay.
I mean, shit. I had my gun ready, but they never. So here's the trailer. Okay, here's my mom's trailer right here. Her other trailer is right here, the one she's staying in. The single wide. That's the double wide back here, where they were behind. Me, I'm in front on the side of the older trailer. Okay.
Okay.
Window right here in the back, looking straight back to where the corner of that new home is. They never come around that new home right there. They stayed back there. But that's where all my mom's stuff was still packed up on her back porch back there, getting ready to move into that new trailer. So, the next night is when I started putting out recording. That's when I first started recording, because we thought people were coming up, stealing. I figured, them people, that was back there that I thought was people, was back there stealing, trying to run us out of there, whatever. I wasn't there that long when that happened. From October to but end of October to July. That ain't a very long period of time. But that was crazy as shit, dude.
Mhm.
Excuse my language, but that was crazy ass night. But that's how it all started. If you once and then you can back it up. Now I know what that was back there because the recording, that next night recording, when I first listened to it, I didn't understand what I was listening to, but you could hear the grill open up. You can hear lapping, lapping, which
Licking the
ended up
grills,
being
yeah.
the grease trap. Then you hear this mumbling noise, walking on the back porch, um, and these weird sounds. I mean, almost like something's moving things back there, but this is language that we're actually hearing. Um, but I mean, it's in that audio folder, but that was just crazy. But we never figured out, who or what was. I mean, the main reason we thought it was a bad group of people, our neighbor that lives close to 31 up here, he's lived here all his life. And he had told my brother that there used to be a bad element of people in this area. In other words, meth, cooking, all that shit. And that's what I really fell back to, But I mean, just like the walking through the woods, away from us, it's people,
Mhm.
No such thing as Bigfoot, it's people. But
Have you ever, or anybody on your property, shot at them other than that night?
no, no,
Or shot in general, like up like
no,
that?
no.
No. Okay.
That was the only time, and that's the only time that outside that one that's screaming and banging on my house, that one night. That was the only other time that they did that, and that was a whole bunch of them that did it that night. Whole bunch of them, but that one on my side of the house here, which happened months later, that was only one of them. That was banging and yelling. I mean, if you want to hear the high, kind of what it sounded like. Hold on, let me see which folder it is.
Hit house?
No. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me get to it. For some reason I closed my folder. It'd be in the hit house. This is the very first one, yelling and banging. You hear him hit my house right there. Now, when we were hearing the yelling, I was over there eating at my mom's house when that happened. We didn't hear the banging. We just heard the yelling from over there. And on the video, you could actually see us come outside, with a flashlight, looking, seeing who that is yelling out here in the yard. But we didn't figure it out until I came back and reviewed the footage and seen that was right there in my house. That's about all of it. You get at the end of it, you'll hear him go, "Woo!" Because he see we flashed the light toward him, and that's when he did, "Woo!" and then took off. But
Have
the
you?
one that says whistling hitting house,
Okay.
that's when they come up and slapped my front glass door. They actually opened up my front door that night. I wasn't in the house, but the camera was going. You could hear them slap my front door real hard a couple times, and you might be able to hear them open my front door. I mean, I hear it, but I don't know if the sound off good enough on this. Right here. That was where he slapped my door right there. I wasn't loud, but
Yeah, you could hear it. Yeah, or I could.
yeah.
Hear it. Have you ever had them up on your roofs?
I do know people who had them up on the roof. Greg House has. The only time I could say that they've been up on my roof, not on my roof, but over at my mom's house. We're sitting over there. We're watching some kind of movie. I mean, we didn't have cable or nothing, so we just watched movies. Um, we heard something run across the roof. We just blew it off as an animal, a smaller critter, cat, coon, whatever. I mean, it was louder than that, but still, we just blew it off. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we just blew off back here. Yeah.
Blue-eyed Northern says Joe caught red eye shine on your property. You had mentioned
He
that you had
did.
only
He
seen
did. I did forget about that. He did. They caught that on camera. Sure did. Sure did. I got it on film. Thank you, Miss Pat. I forgot about that one.
Awesome. Have you've put out game cameras on your property? Has that kept them away?
No. I put out floodlights, Tristan, and it still didn't put them. It didn't move them away.
Awesome. All right, and then
let me tell Kristen this.
Sure.
The one video, the first video in that group. Okay. I watched this creature for an hour and a half out in the yard. Now I thought it was a bear at first, and I believed it was a bear the whole time until some big time researchers said it wasn't. Okay.
This one?
You'll see this creature. Yeah, you can see him right there beside the tree. This was done with a baby monitoring camera, and you've seen them before. They got infrared light all the way around it. Okay, it's shining right at this creature. Okay, you see it ain't bothering him a damn bit, not a damn bit. But watch him. You see him moving over. That's all he done the whole time. Just kept moving over and moving over. Once he gets behind this tree, you'll see me bump this camera, over twice. That's when he goes down and back toward the tree line back here in the backyard.
So that's still his eye right there, right?
Yeah, I like I said, I watched this critter for an hour and a half. All right, I'm bumping the camera over.
Yep.
All right, here he goes. I think I bump it one more time. Yep, there it is. And now he takes off down and back. There he goes.
This is the video I was talking about where the eye shine was in the bottom corner. So.
All right, that's my brother right there. That's how high that eye shine was. It's higher than his hand right there.
Wow. Huh. Very cool. Huh. You said you've had him slap the house, throw rocks at your house, or even try and break in your house. We just kind of covered that one, so that was a question there. So, all right.
There's so much there, ain't it?
There's so many. I mean, like we'd spend the entire episode just clicking through photos and videos and stuff here. So just kind of pulling whatever you guys want to see or
we could go all day with stuff.
Absolutely.
On that fourth one over on the videos, you could actually hear the tree break that happened one night. It's 21.17.
Yep.
That's the one that they busted that night. That everybody.
So this is the video that you were talking about earlier, or the tree.
This is where the tree gets broken. I don't know where they had the camera set, but you're gonna hear this tree.
Yeah,
popping.
I was gonna ask you if that was this video because I watched this one. So.
It is.
Okay, so. hang on one sec. I turned the audio down on this because it was bad on that one. So, all right, there we go.
All right, here it goes. You can hear it popping. Out the tree. Had some people come out of their skins that night, dude.
So what is was it lightning or what was it up in the sky up there?
What?
Did you notice that?
No.
Right in the beginning here, there's some like flashes up here where the camera picks up on it.
It might just be flashlights.
Okay, right about in here. There.
Right there. I don't know what that was. It wasn't lightning. I think that had to be a flashlight or something. Or it was one of them cameras going off.
Oh, one of the IR cameras. Okay, yeah, that would be. Okay. Yeah, because even your motion tracking picks up on it, and I was like, wondering what that is.
Yeah.
Because I was waiting for the to be able to see the tree come down, but
I wish we did. I mean, it was just don't see. I mean, you see how it's moving.
Then the camera just takes a vacation.
Yeah. That tree was dead even with my house. Dead center, right on the other side of the fence. And it got pushed that way. And the feet that's right there with that's left over that tree. You just see both feet on the side, and you go exactly where that tree fell. I mean that's just scary to know that they could have actually pushed that tree our way. And it would either got Joe and Pat's trailer that we was all sitting under, or it would have got my house. It have took at least that whole master bedroom and bathroom out, and my laundry room out. And probably would have got into my kitchen area. I mean, it was just that close.
Blue-eyed Northerner says, camera trying to catch movement. Camera was placed on my camper.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so we have one question here, and I want to tie this into what you were talking about. You haven't told the story yet on this episode. So with what happened with the big brown one. And before we do that, I'm going to give you this as a prelude to that. Lee has asked, have you had any MIB, Men in Black, or, government or anything come and try and talk to you or anything since you've been talking on podcasts or anything else about your experiences?
I don't talk much on podcasts, Lee. I'm really not much of a talker, never have been. The only thing I can think of is the only thing. We had an encounter here one night. My brother was part of it. And he ended up calling David guy over at Expedition Bigfoot.
Dave Shealy?
No.
He's the other.
Expedition Bigfoot over in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget his last name. It started with a B. But anyway, that morning, I never knew my brother had called him, okay? That morning, I walk outside, and you see this helicopter come. And he's whirling around my house, just going round and round. You could actually see the guy head sticking out the side of the damn helicopter, looking down. I mean, I could actually see this guy looking down toward my house, okay? He left, and, my brother come out, Mr. Bobby come out, we was talking about the helicopter flying over my house. I went to the store, soon after. By the time I got back, my brother Bobby and Mr. Bobby said that helicopter come back and he circled again. Okay. Call anybody or anything? He says, yes, I called the museum over in Georgia. Well, I called David up and I cussed him out. Asked him why he sent that helicopter in my house. And he swore up and down he didn't, and I believed the guy, you know. But I did also tell him, I said, I believe somebody's either got your phone tapped, or they're listening to us, one to two. But I believe, they was listening over his phone, because we ain't even never put nothing out before, on any
Mhm.
podcast. Never even talked to nobody except for a pastor, which was a Bigfoot researcher. Um, but that's the only thing I can think of, you know.
Interesting. That's really interesting that they would have like a Bigfoot museum tapped for information and stuff.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I mean, why if you've never talked about it before or anything and had any encounters or nothing, why would they be tracking you guys? But I
Yeah.
could definitely
I mean,
see
we had encounters
how
at the time, but I'm just saying, when that we ain't never told nobody outside this area other than this pastor researcher. He was the only one who knew anything, about what was going on here.
interesting. And then, okay, for anybody that has not heard this story from, like I said, you were on Doug's podcast a while ago, but I think this is fascinating as well. You had a lot of aggression or problems with this one brown one on your
Mhm.
property. And you want to talk a little bit about what happened with that?
Yeah, I tell you what. Well, this big brown one, we seen this one follow my mom. Okay, everywhere my mom went, this big brown one was there. When we walked
Hang on one
outside,
sec. When was this in relation to coming onto the property and all that?
2019,
2019. Okay.
2019, everything was 2019. I mean, we seen Bigfoot. We seen Bigfoot since this happened. Okay, I seen that big black one, that was looking toward Bobby working on the cook shack. That was my first one I seen. So anyway, I got this. I went out the gate and I seen the game warden over at the creek. I pulled in. I mean, I was already had pictures and some good audio at this time, and I started talking to him about this area, and I started talking about these big hairy critters that was coming onto our property. And he said, would I show him? I brought him onto the property. And I was showing him the area, where this critter was, and that's what I told him. This thing's been following my mom. He's been beating on our houses, all this stuff. And we started talking, and I told him we wanted to shoot this critter because of the safety purpose for my mom. And he said, we couldn't shoot him unless they were there. That was the only way we could shoot him. But they were federally protected. And he told me that straight out of his mouth that these critters were federally protected. And I said, wait a minute. How are they federally protected if these creatures don't exist? He could not answer that whatsoever. So we went off to other conversations. But eventually he left. Okay? He left. A few weeks later, I'm filming toward that nesting area at nighttime. And I see this flashing light around that net, going around that nest. You can see it starting from the bottom and moving upwards, and you see that light flashing. I didn't know what it was at first. And then when this one guy started talking about drones, that was the only thing it could have been was a drone, and that's that IR light flashing, filming in that area that I just showed. That game warden, there it is, right there. And you know, so I mean, it took me a little while to figure what that was, but you can see the flashing light right there, moving upwards. It's right there where I showed that game warden, exactly where we were standing at, where that light is right now. and it's just taking pictures or videoing through those, right there at that wood line. Well, a few weeks later, we started hearing machine gun fire going off through the woods. First day it was close to us, and it started, eventually during the day it was moving off. But this lasted for 2 to 3 days. The only reason I say 2 to 3 days, I only believe it was 2 days of shooting. Mr. Bobby said it was that he heard 3 days of shooting. So that's why I say 2 to 3 days of multiple machine gun fire, automatic weapons, tracing off through the woods every day, further and further and further away, But from then, we have never seen this big brown one again, or that family group that was here at that time. Only time that the last time we ever seen that big brown one. That was the last time. I don't know if they killed him. I don't know if they just run him off. All I know is it was never seen again around here. Never seen again.
That is an insane story.
Mhm.
I mean, just the fact there's so much levels to that. The fact that they're on your property, potentially with a drone, thermal imager or what have you, and then the fact that he comes out and tells you that these things are federally protected.
He actually said that. I could not believe it because I know I'm no longer in the mind frame that these creatures don't exist, but I know that's what the narrative is out there at this time because I've been watching some things, not on YouTube, but on Google videos and all. But never to know that that was going to happen. Never knew. But to hear him say that federally protected stuff, and also with the narrative that they don't exist, it just did not jive. But yet that's what was said.
Now, that is interesting, though. Now, you could take that a couple of different ways. You could take that as like top secret government information that he's just let slip to you. But if you also think of it, there are certain counties, certain states and stuff where these things are on the books of being protected.
Yep,
So,
I can tell you one.
Yeah. Have you looked
the-
into anything
the-
in your area to see if they are like on the books protected just there?
The closest one that I know that's in federal law, not state law, federal law, is the Lower Swanee River. It's in Florida, but it's in the federal hunting regulations that you cannot shoot, molest skunk apes, or whatever they got in there. It's in the hog section anyway of that federal manual, hunting regulations, not state. That's federal. So that's federal law right there. And to me, that's basically what the guy was telling me right there. Federal law, not state law, federal law.
Yep.
Because there's a big difference between them two. But this is federal law. Lower Swanee hunting regulations is federal law, not state law.
Patrick Noble would like to know where can you read that law?
It's in the Lower Swanee. It's in the Lower Swanee hunting regulations, in the hog section.
Okay.
I'll send it to you, Patrick.
Awesome.
It's all over the internet.
Awesome. You have been absolutely tremendously gracious with your time and your stories and sharing everything today. I want to thank you so much for spending so much time with us and hanging out.
Already giving up on me, Barney.
I haven't given up on you. I'm just giving you an out if you want to go.
I got you, Bubba. I'll just play it with you.
I think we are all caught up on everyone's questions. If I didn't get your question, I apologize. I didn't see it. If you guys have any last...
Barry, can we show one more thing? Just
absolutely.
to prove my point that these creatures actually come around looking for your camera. It's just on the videos, it just says eye shine, okay?
Okay.
And to set this up, I'm filming toward a mirror, okay? Because I know they was coming from behind my house, okay? So I'm pointing my camera toward a mirror. And off to the side, on the side of that mirror, you'll actually see the eye shine come around around that mirror in the wood line, looking at my camera, and then walking back away. I never see that creature again that night, but he actually come around that mirror to look around that mirror to see my camera and then move away. Coming around looking for my camera.
Is this light
It
in the
just says
woods
eye
or
shine.
eye
Yeah.
shine?
Yeah, it
I
just
don't
says
have-
eye shine. Mm-hmm.
I don't have one that says just eye shine.
No, not just eye shine. It just says eye shine. You see, eye shine, August 2025 is the one right after that one.
Image.
Second row, fourth picture, fourth video.
Second row. That depends how your screen is formatted.
There's five on each row. It just says eye shine. That's all it says. Eye shine.
I don't have that.
Really?
I have.
It's in the video folder.
It is. Yeah, I have the eye shine August 2025, the Zoom call one, and then I have image and light in woods or eye shine.
Really? Didn't show. It just says eye shine. That's all it says. Just eye shine.
No, I apologize. I don't have that one.
Okay. We'll forget about it then. Okay. But either way, it just shows you these creatures come around looking for your camera. They'll come off to the edge and look and see if that camera's there, and then they'll back out. And it shows they're coming around looking for these trail cameras, whatever camera you got out there. They're coming looking for it. And if it's one of them passive IRs, they're gonna toss something in front of it. They know the camera. I don't know if they know what they look like, but they know that they're there. I don't know if they smell them out. They know whatever. But I've seen sticks fly in front of my camera, and I catch the stick going across in the camera. So I know they're seeing that them cameras are active. But they are looking for these cameras, and it makes sense that's why we're not catching them on camera. It took me to move my camera every day to catch these things.
Absolutely. We are going to wrap things up here in just a little bit. But if you guys have any last minute questions, this is your opportunity because, it's not every day that, like you said, Flatrock doesn't do many podcasts or interviews and stuff. And this is an amazing opportunity for you guys to have a chat. And there's so much that we didn't get to. Maybe we can answer a question or play audio or something that we haven't yet. So throw your questions, all caps. We'll give you a couple minutes left here. Now you don't have a YouTube anymore. You said you took that down. Too many people bothering you about stuff and that. Do you have any of this stuff online where people can look or
I do. It's on my Facebook page under Flat Rock Wood Boogers. It's easy to find. I got some good audio there, some pretty good little bit of stuff up there, and other things that happened in this area, reported from our newspaper. Mm-hmm.
I got one more video that I would like to play that I saw here. Let's see, not the yard, the shadow on the porch.
Oh yeah. That shows up where. Let me set that up real quick.
Absolutely.
Okay. Camera's in my mom's house. Okay. You can actually see the RV that I'm staying in out front out there. Okay. But the camera's pointed toward the corner of her house. Where, on another video, you can actually see them run up, and just stop, because I only catch the shadows of them, just like I did on this one. But I pointed the camera that way, and I figured I was going to catch him coming around. What does this thing do? He comes the other way and runs up the porch, steals cat food or dog food. You'll see a cat come running down, and then you'll see him come off running again, going back the other way. Looking without my camera, and that's why he coming around on the other side of the damn house. That made me mad.
Yeah, I thought it was a fox at first that comes in here, and I had to rewatch.
No, that's a cat.
Yeah,
that's a cat. Safest place is in front of a camera.
Yep. And you see right in here, you'll see like the shadow come across.
Yeah.
right on this corner, kind of behind the car there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Here he comes. I had to take the audio off of that one because you hear me actually get up and go use the restroom and then come back and lay down. And that's when he come back off the porch. So he must have woke me up, when there he
you
is
go.
right
There he is.
there.
There he goes.
Yeah, he come on the other side of the house. Oh, that
Mhm.
pissed me off. I knew I had. If you see that white thing out there, that's a bag of corn out there. I was hoping it was going to go to.
Over here.
But, yeah.
I was gonna say, what is this light? Is this a floodlight or is this IR?
That's actually a floodlight. And they still come around that floodlight. Flashing. I mean, that floodlight's on the porch.
So it's like on the camper that we're looking out of.
No, this trailer. That's a double wide trailer it's looking out of. It's out the back bedroom window, facing toward a wood line right here. They was crossing through. See, there's 2 blocks here between this trailer. That one out front there is 1 block, and then off to the side over here on the side of our house is that other block where that family group was. Okay, so that's 2 different blocks, but there's this tree line right there between both these blocks of woods that they were traveling back and forth to the yard to get across. That's actually the same wood line that you've seen that video where they crossed the yard at. See, there he went off right
and
there.
The cat even turns and looks at it.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem too bothered by him, but
no. But see, that cat just gets off, runs back up the porch, or runs under the porch, whichever one. But that's just another video. I missed them. I literally missed them because I just knew I was going to catch him coming around that one corner right there, and that sucker come around the other side.
I mean,
I missed a lot of videos like that, dude.
This is just, I mean, honestly scary. Looking at, you're living right here, and that woods is so thick, and it's right outside your door.
Yeah.
I mean, no wonder you got stuff going on all the time. I mean, it's not like you got a big open area or anything. It's right there.
It's right there. It's in your face, guy. Yeah, I mean, it's in your face, Barney. I kid you not. My woods are really thick. I mean, it's thinning out now because, you got winter coming in and the leaves are starting to come down. But even then, even during full winter, you still got leaves everywhere, up in these trees still. It ain't like up north, you got all the leaves down. It's still thick out here during wintertime. You just see a little better, but it's still thick.
Blue-eyed Northerner again says, I put my audio recorder in the headlamp of that car.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting. Have you ever tried to put like where you have your floodlights? Have you tried to put a camera like directly under it or behind it or something so that it's kind of masked?
No, I just tried to keep it hidden, because believe it or not, here's a window right here. That camera was over here, cocked off to the side, where you couldn't actually see it through the window, So it was cocked off to the side. So sometime before I put that camera on, it had to, probably in that wood line right there, looking right there in that window where, I got everything set up, and it knew to come around the other side. I mean, they're smart critters. They really are. Absolutely. They are smart critters. If it was a dumb animal, say like a gorilla, everybody knows we'd have it in a zoo right now. This is not no dumb ape. I'm telling you that right now. And I ain't never said that out of my mouth before. I've never said that. But I honestly believe that now. I do. This is no dumb ape out here that we're dealing with.
Absolutely. All right. Well, unfortunately, there's no more questions that have popped up. A lot of great show. Love you guys. Great show. Great guest from Wendell. Again, thanks for sharing. From Billy.
That's a good dude right there, Billy and awesome. Wendell. They both good, but Patrick, he's a nutcase.
Is there any other piece that we didn't get to, any audio clip that you wanted to share before we wrap things up?
Well, well, it's actually a video, but you hear. Matter of fact, Stacy was talking about last night on his podcast about UFOs and Bigfoot. Is there a connection?
Yep.
I can't say there is, but I have seen a UFO looking thing out here. I actually filmed it, trying to catch a Bigfoot. It says image 1428 on there. It's actually a video of something going across the sky that ain't a plane. It's in the video section. It says IMG 1428. Yeah, this is it. I mean, I zoom in on it. You'll see it. You'll see it come in behind that tree right there. And whatever that is, I have no idea, but there it is right there. It looks like it's, spinning.
Huh.
Now you see it's going slow, but I mean, I first thought it might have been a drone.
Yeah, that's what.
But that was too high up in the air to be a drone, though. So.
Oh.
But is that a connection? I don't know. I don't believe so, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's there.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I like that you don't rule it out. You just say, here's what I saw, and I appreciate that.
Right. See, I won't even rule out paranormal stuff with these critters. You hear people saying they've had their names called. We've had our names called.
Speaking of that, that reminds me, you have a video here that looks like a trail camera video of something that's kind of not there and disappears.
Yeah. It's when a group was here, you'll see a mist figure go by right there close to the end of the video, right up in there. You'll see a mist figure go through there. Now, some people think it's might be a cloaked something. I think it's just a mist figure because I got more video on this. Now, this was caught from a group, Squatch Seekers of the South. They've actually caught thermal out here. They was the first ones to actually catch orbs out here. I ain't never seen orbs till they actually caught it out here. They actually filmed it out here. We caught it the same night that we got that thermal. We've caught audio, and those orbs and whatever that is crossing by the dang camera.
Okay, so it's going to be towards the end of the film. This is 9 seconds, and it's going to be right here in the video.
Right there, there it went. I mean, it
looks like it goes away and then turns, kind of.
Yeah, there's actually another video where it goes, across. This one goes from back to front. I got another one that goes from right to left. Same figure.
Is that one? I don't see that one.
No, it's not on there. No, it's not on there. I got that one put up. Okay. Because see, the Squatch Seeker of the South is the one who actually caught it. And I don't try to use nobody else, no other researcher stuff. But I could. That was just part of the UFO, paranormal, Bigfoot. Just to try to maybe answer a question. I mean, I've even got audio. You could actually hear it walk up to my backside of my house, and it says, "You will kill me." And that kind of freaked me out. At first I thought it was saying "Little Kenny," but it actually saying "You will kill me." And then the very next month, instead of a male's voice saying "You will kill me," then I get a female voice saying the exact same words, "You will kill me." Just about as crazy as you can get it. There's the first one. I mean, you hear, "You'll kill me."
Yeah,
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So then the second one is the female, you said?
The second one's the female. And she says it faster. You'll kill me. Right there.
So obviously this is all after the incident with the brown one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Now that's just this year. Them two are just this year.
oh, you said there was a third. I thought there was a third one, right? No.
No,
Yes?
there's only two of them. You'll
Okay.
kill me, but that was just this year. January and February of this year where I caught that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were you outside at the time, or
No,
was you in the house?
I was
Yeah.
inside. I was inside. We don't venture too much outside at night unless we got people here. Now, ever since we first started seeing these critters, my mom, other than one time when I brought her over when I had some researchers here, she came out and we sit around the fire, and I wanted to make sure that these guys filmed, not her, but filmed as she was telling her stories, what she's seen and what she's heard out here, documenting her stories because she's getting up in age, and I really wanted that documented, and so we did. We got that document. But other than that one time, since we first knew and started seeing these critters, my mom ain't never stepped outside it when it gets dark. Not the first time. Not the first. Ever since that day, not the first time she will come outside at nighttime. And it's sad. It's sad.
No, were you guys like big outdoorsmen or something? Before this, did you do a lot
Yeah,
of
I
hunting?
was. Yeah, I was. Yeah, me and my son, we hunt all the time. We dog hunt. We, still hunt. My son's not a still hunter, but I was. But I love dog hunt too. Uh, Fisherman all the time on the water. I do. I still go fishing all the time here. But you know, I just will not walk in these woods at nighttime. I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even if it was daytime, I still have issues going in these woods. Uh, I ain't got past that yet, and it's a stigma that I want to get past, but I can't pass it yet. I don't know why. I just cannot. I can go a little ways in there down the little path there, but once I get a certain distance, it's like something just stops me in my tracks, and I gotta back out. It's a stigma, but I get past it one of these days. But it ain't
Uh,
right now.
I don't blame you. I mean, like looking at that photo or the video with the car and stuff in heaven, just thick woods there. It's not
Mhm.
even like that you can see deep into it, and you got that little bit of a safety there, but I mean it's just thick.
It's sick. It is. It's sick. It really
Oh,
is.
yeah. One last question here. So do you allow researchers on your property now?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Now let me say this. I will say this. I've done this now for 5 years, bringing researchers out here. Okay, and
Mhm.
I've been a bunch of people out here. Okay, but it's getting to where I'm at the end of it now.
Mhm.
Where I only bring a couple people out here because I don't do it for trying to prove that they're out here. I don't care what people think. These people ask me nicely. I mean, they asked me a while back. It ain't like it just started yesterday or this year. Um, but I allowed them to bring whoever they wanted out here. And there was a couple like Chris Reinhardt. He was a one that I invited out here. Patrick Noble, he was one I invited out here. That was this year was their first time ever being out here. Um, but outside that, I'm at the end now. Where it's just too much on me. Doing these things. Because I'm out there with them. And it gets hectic sometimes. I mean, the food's great. Mostly Miss Pat's cooking food. That one, if you ever want somebody at your house during a camp out or whatever, you gotta have Miss Pat there. Oh my God. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm there at the end, of bringing people out. I mean, I'm gonna bring out a few people, but it ain't not gonna be nothing like I usually do anymore. 'Cause it gets hard, 'cause just this year, it was like 8 weeks in a row that I had somebody over. That gets hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gets hard. So it's only coming down to one or two groups a year now. Yeah.
Cool. Blackie says, we love these Southern goodbye shows. Flat Rock has so much to share. Well, we're out of time. Yep.
Well,
All right.
Blackie, y'all the one who taught me, even gave me the yo.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool, man. Well, like I said, I can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing. I know, like you said, you don't do it very often and that. So I really appreciate you coming on my show and sharing it with everyone and taking the time to answer the questions and sharing all the evidence and that with me and all the viewers and listeners and stuff here. So again, if you guys did not, if you're just listening to an audio platform, there is a YouTube version of this show where you can see and, see all the pictures and stuff as well. If you're not aware of that, if you're just an audio or an audio podcast listener, make sure you go check that out. But I think we're gonna wrap things up here, man. I've kept you an additional hour and 16 minutes, and I appreciate it, man. I think it's you have an amazing property, you have an amazing amount of evidence and stuff, and just I want to say that I hope that you stay safe out there, because as much as these things, kind of keep their own distance and everything, just be safe, because all it takes is one misstep or something and a miscommunication with one of these things, and they're going to be problems. And I hope that never comes to it, but keep up the good work.
You seen one of the pictures yourself, that trail camera picture with that sucker right behind us.
I have it. I literally have that thing staged right here. So
there he is, right there behind us. Yeah, that's me, a pastor and a son, and there he is, right there behind us. That's no more than 20 feet behind us, right there. He's just right there.
Yep.
I mean, look how high his eyes are compared to, and that's a downhill grade right there too, and he's still up there.
How tall are you?
I used to be 5'10", but now I'm 5'8". But. Yeah,
I mean, still okay. So that
thing's huge.
5'5". Okay, we'll say 6 foot right in here somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at another 2 to 3 feet maybe up there. So
yeah, and that's just where his eyes are. I'm not that sucker's head. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Just amazing.
But that's about 20 feet behind us right there. We flashed our flashlight. I mean, if you notice on that picture, we're still got guns on. We're still got rifles slung over our shoulders. Mm-hmm. That's how scary it was back then. Where we was toting guns everywhere we went.
And this is 2019.
Yep,
right?
says the date. That's the date and the exact time right there. Sure enough.
Yeah, sometimes we don't bother to set the dates on trail cameras.
I got you. I had that one set. But like I said, I thought that was just us who got that camera to flash on. I thought it was just flashing us. I'm glad it caught that thing back there. I really am.
So would that have been back in the woods, or was he kind of more on the edge of the trailer?
He's right on the edge of the property, and this little road that goes back right here, right out my gate, right out my fence, and goes back out in the woods. It's like a little logging trail that goes back into the woods. But he's standing right there on the corner of where the road is and where this block of woods right here is. Well, just on the back side of my house right here. But he's like 20 feet away from us. At the most. I just come off my porch when that went off.
Lee says it looks like a white shadow between you and him. This is actually what I would believe is lens flare off.
That's what it is, off that grass right there.
That's what you're looking at there.
So. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what that is, Barnaby.
Yep. I've looked at a lot of IR and a lot of trail camera pictures.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. That's amazing stuff, man. All right. Southern goodbyes, Wisconsin goodbyes. Well, I suppose.
I suppose.
It has been, again, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciated it.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you for being a listener of my show and that as well. So
if you need somebody else to come, if you need me to come back on, Bubba, I'm here.
I think everyone would enjoy that. Keep me in touch as far as if you get any new pictures, new audio, or anything that you'd like to come on. I'd love to have you back. I mean, this has been absolutely fabulous. Just shoot me a message if you get any cool evidence or something, and we can have you come back and talk about it. So
sounds good.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much. You take care. Be safe out there, okay?
Will do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got you off a little. Take care. All right, guys, that is our show for today. Well, that our special 2-hour, 20-minute episode here. I hope that you guys really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a ton of people watching today. It just goes to show how much the evidence and stuff on Flatrock's property and just the stories and stuff are amazing. So absolutely great guest. Thank you guys all for being instrumental on having him on here and getting him to agree to come and share everything with us today. I've absolutely had a blast talking with him and sharing all the stories and stuff. And you guys won't believe the amount of audio and video and stuff in that folders and stuff that he shared with us that we still didn't get through. There's so much stuff and evidence of howls and vocals and stuff in there. So definitely worth having another chat with him. So I will definitely be willing to have him back if we get some new evidence or anything and down the road. So awesome, guys. Remember, if you're just tuning in today for the first time, I'm on every Monday for Untold Radio, Monsters on the Edge. I also am Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society. You can check my stuff out on YouTube and watch all of our stuff there at Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society, or Wisconsin Caps. We do a lot of stuff with Bigfoot, paranormal, UFOs, you name it, with my team. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and share all things here on the Untold Radio Network. Go check out Flatrock Wood Boogers on Facebook. That is his Facebook page if you'd like to get in touch with him or ask him any more questions. I'm sure he'd be happy to have a chat with you as well. So thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough. And with that being said, guys, you guys have a very happy new year and stay safe. Be safe out in the woods or whatever you choose to do this holiday. I will be not live on New Year's Day on my other show that is pre-recorded, but I will be back live with you next week here on Monday. Until then, guys, I'll see you on the edge.